Norwegian Prime Minister calls on the President Norway to support Sri Lanka in hydropower generation, fisheries and information technology. Tripartite agreement for the Colombo International Financial City signed. Views expressed on the passing of the bill to establish the Office of Missing Persons.
ජනාධිපතිතුමාගේ සංශෝධන කීපයක් මේ පනතට ඇතුල් කරන්න කටයුතු කරනවා.
මේක කෝලම් මඩුවක් බවට පත් කරනවා. හැබැයි උත්සාහයත් පුස්වැඩිලක් බවට පත් වෙනවා.
Hambegamuwa to taste clean water from today under the gum at the 100 Days Initiative.
Visiting Norwegian Prime Minister Erna Solberg called on President Maithripala Sirisena today.
The meeting between the Norwegian Prime Minister Erna Solberg and President Maithripala Sirisena took place this morning at the Presidential Secretariat. According to the President's Media Division, the Norwegian Prime Minister had noted that a country would support increased cooperations in hydropower generation, the fisheries industry, as well as information technology in Sri Lanka. Solberg expressed her appreciation over the steps taken by the current government to strengthen democracy, reconciliation and development, and praised the tourism industry in Sri Lanka, adding that Sri Lanka is one of Norway's major tourist destinations. According to the President's Media Division, the Norwegian Prime Minister was quoted as saying that Norway hopes to enhance foreign direct investments in Sri Lanka. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, Foreign Minister Mangala Samaravira and Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake were among those present at the meeting.
Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says that scouts and cadets will be given preference in future teaching appointments. The Prime Minister made this comment while opening Day 2 of the Colombo District Scout Camporee.
This camporee, which is organized by the Sri Lanka Scout Association and Colombo District Scout Branch Association, was held at the Vihara Mahadevi Park. Around 6,000 Cub Scouts representing schools and institutions in the Colombo District are taking part in the camporee, which will draw to a close tomorrow. I think it is after a period of 52 years that I am working together with the Cub Scouts movement. I asked the Commission on the number of schools participating this time. His response was around 1,000. There are around 8,000 to 9,000 primary schools in Sri Lanka. I could have asked what happened to the remaining 9,000 schools. There are no teachers. Present proposals in this matter, and when teaching appointments are being made in the future, we will give preference to persons involved in scouting and cadetting. Attention has been drawn as to how to include this into the new syllabus. For a prolonged period of time, the objective of education was not education, but furthering political agendas. You cannot develop education with political ambitions. If that is being done, education will not be successful.
The government and opposition expressed views on the Office of Missing Persons Bill, which was passed in Parliament yesterday.
The government says that the bill was passed in Parliament when there was disorder in the chamber, when there was objections raised, and when 51 MPs from the joint opposition were in the well of the chamber. We do not accept that the bill was passed. A bill should be passed by giving reasonable time for the elected public representatives to make their opinions on the matter.
තමන්ගේ අදහස් කීමට සාධාරණ කාලයක් දීලා
There was an opportunity for discussion. It was not forcibly passed. Did the United National Party raise any serious objection on it?
මේ සංශෝධන
Most amendments were presented from the President's side. He spoke to me in the morning and instructed me to make these respective amendments. Thereafter, I spoke to the seniors of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and prepared the amendments. It was then handed over to the General Secretary of Parliament. The amendments were discussed with the Prime Minister, and the amendments requested by the President were included. The President did not only give consideration as the head of state, but also gave consideration as the Minister of Defence when this bill was presented.
දැක්කුවා මේ පනත ගේන අවස්ථාවේදී
කතානායකතුමා නිසි ලෙස
The Speaker did not execute his duties properly. Standing orders were not followed in Parliament. The Prime Minister took over the powers of the Speaker and acted like a dictator, silencing those who were raising questions. This has besmirched the traditional process in Parliament.
පූර්ණයෙන්ම කඩා වැටෙන තත්වයකට බස් වෙලා තියෙනවා.
Dinesh Gunawardena cannot debate in accordance to his conscience. Therefore, based on the needs of those including Gamman Pilla and Weerawansa, they wore black bands and created chaos in Parliament. This is like a blank bullet. Though they created chaos, when the bill was passed, These persons were like kittens.
වෙලාවේ ඔය වීරෝ වැඩ කටයුතු කරුවේ පූස් පැටව වගේ.
අතුරුදහන් වූ අයගේ පවුල්වල සහ
This is a bill that secures the rights of the families of the people who went missing. Let us take the example of missing journalist Pragit Eknaligoda. Mrs. Eknaligoda has a right to inquire into this. We believe that those who made people disappear are the ones who oppose this. This bill was presented to Parliament in May and they had time until August to oppose this. They could have gone to court, yet they didn't.
Incidents that transpired in Parliament yesterday during the passing of the bill on Office of Missing Persons were debated today as well.
ස්ථාවර නියෝග අනුව හරියාකාර ඡන්ද විමසීමක් පැවැත්වුණේ නැහැ.
A proper vote did not take place in accordance with the standing orders. It is with the greatest disappointment that I note that the General Secretary was given wrong advice that the vote was cast. We consider this as a violation of the Constitution and grabbing away the power of the President. If it is not passed in accordance with the Constitution, it is void. As the bill that was passed yesterday is void, I emphasize that it needs to be looked into again and taken up for consideration.
බරපතල කාරණේ ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා.
Honorable MP Bandula Gunawardena, you were given an opportunity to accept it. When I told you not to come here yesterday, you came here. Please give me this opportunity.
Yesterday is long gone. Lord Buddha preached to live in the present. You informed the MPs to return to their seats. Some are veteran MPs. They did not obey and attempted to take away the mace.
Though the bill was passed, Parliament lost.
You must draw attention to this.
Honorable MP Bandula Gunawardena, I ask whether you have permission to come to the chamber floor.
Honorable Speaker, this group stepped down to the well of the chamber when a bill was presented on a previous occasion. We had several important amendments to that bill. That bill was passed on that day without those amendments. We had a right to express our views. You took away that from us. That is what happened. We are aware that the government did not want to subject this to broad discussions. They wanted to pass it arbitrarily. You stepped down to the chamber floor for the government's need and paved the way for the bill to be passed without subjecting it to any discussion. The final result is that the needs of the government and the needs of this group became lined together. We are all disappointed over the incidents that transpired in Parliament yesterday. You cannot make us fall from the stubbornness of this government, but you can create this puppet opposition. We are aware that you cannot continue operations in this chamber without considering the needs of our 51 members. It was proven yesterday and will be proven tomorrow.
I cannot allow you to speak in the chamber floor.
Honorable Speaker, I came to this seat. The method this bill was passed is illegal. This was passed when all were below over here.
Although I have no right to accept the fact of the joint opposition over the recent months, I have invited Dinesh Gunawardena for the discussions representing the joint opposition. We had a delay of 3 to 4 days because of a proposal he made to the Right to Information Act. When I presented the Right to Information Act, Dinesh Gunawardena, who was the chief whip, did not even allow me to rise. It was passed. We are people who suffered the pressure. I do my best to listen to what the opposition has to say. There were two opinions. One is that the political parties that 174 MPs represent agreed to take this up. You, of 51 members, oppose this. If I respect democracy, I need to respect the majority opinion. Yesterday's incident received wide publicity through the media. One media reported that there was singing, dancing and profanity inside Parliament. I felt hurt and embarrassed after seeing this. I can say it like this. It is wrong to perform something that needs to be done in the toilet, in the dining room. Let us act in a manner where we receive the title Honourable MP.
A review carried out by a World Bank consultant on the Ceylon Electricity Board long-term generation plan continues to come under criticism from various fronts. It was shocking to learn yesterday that the World Bank had placed such a low value on the lives of citizens of Sri Lanka in comparison to lives of other developed nations. Should it not be that all human beings be treated equally and no monetary value be placed on any life?
CEB has approached the World Bank and hired a consultant and has done a study to whitewash the call plan of the CEB, stating that it's the best option. It was presented recently, and it's clearly stated that the call plan of the CEB is the future. This is a clear violation of the government policy as well as the policy of the World Bank, which says that we have to go for clean energy in order to tackle the global warming and other environmental issues. The last option only the call they have considered. However, this plan which was reviewed by the World Bank consultant says something else, which is contrary to the government policy and the World Bank policy. Therefore, we should be very careful on this matter, because we are well aware that there's a coal and oil mafia in the country, and the government clearly states that we are not going to allow the coal and oil mafia to continue exploiting the electricity consumer in Sri Lanka, and investigate how such a report was published, presented by the World Bank, so-called World Bank consultants.
What I came to understand is the World Bank expert who prepared this report was somebody who came to Sri Lanka several years ago, I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, or even earlier, when Norachora plant was under discussion, and there was a public hearing, and I certainly did attend. Now, my impression of this particular expert was very negative, because when I questioned him, particularly on the pollutants that are not really talked about, but they are very toxic pollutants which are present in coal, such as mercury in particular, and various heavy metals, his reaction was very surprising. He pretended either not to know of the existence of such pollutants, which will be very surprising considering what is happening in the world, or trying to downplay its dangers and harmfulness. So, what surprised me very much was how come that the same person had been called for to produce another report on.
The Newsfirst Government the 100 Days Initiative is a practical program that helps uplift the lives of people in rural Sri Lanka.
With that being said, the fourth project under this initiative was vested with the public today.
The Gammatha 100-Day Initiative. With the people, for the people.
Day 24.
සැබෑ ජන මාධ්‍යයක වගකීම කරටගෙන සිරස ගම්මැද්ද දිනසිය වැඩසටහනින් ගෙනා වූ පණිවිඩය සිනාතුටු කඳුළු හෙලන්නෙමු අපි මෙදින. සිරස ගම්මැද්ද වෙත හම්බගමුව ජනකැලගේ ප්‍රණාමය ගෞරවය සෙනහසින් පුදන්නෙමු මෙලෙසින්.
The project to supply clean drinking water to the Hambe Gamo area in Thanamalwila, Monoragala began under the Gammatha 100 Days Initiative on the 1st of August. The project began as a result of the attention of President Maithripala Sirisena being drawn towards the water project initiated at the Hambe Gamo Secondary School 2 days ago. Thereby, the Sri Lanka Navy was able to complete the project that began on the 1st of August within just 12 days. The inauguration ceremony saw the participation of the Director General of the Presidential Task Force on Prevention of Kidney Disease, Asle Iddewala, General Manager of Newsfirst, Yasarat Kamal Siri, Director of News, Rinas Mohammed, and Thanamalwila Divisional Secretary, KHA Kalum Nishantha. Representing the Sri Lanka Navy, Commando SP Kulakula Surya and other high-ranking officers were present at the event. Under the project, 850 families in the area will receive clean drinking water. We didn't have anything when we began the Gammatha project, but we had faith in our ability to exert an enormous pressure and make a huge impact. We believe that we can speak to the hearts of the people. You asked for water. Today you have received water. You must not forget to protect this water that you have received. Protect this project for the sake of your children. We follow this profession personifying your life through us. That is the reason the Newsfirst team is in the area working on these projects. Your life has become our own. We as officials are pleased about this project conducted by the Sirasa Media Network and the Sri Lanka Navy for the people of these villages. This water is a basic need to assure good health to the people who receive our services. By the construction of this water project, we can use the funds that we receive to initiate projects in other villages. At the event, the villagers presented Newsfirst with a memento.
Sirasa as a media network has conducted a special program. The Sirasa Media Network provided the people of Hambegama with a drop of water, a project that attracted the attention of the Honourable President. We are very happy. We couldn't drink this water. Now we can give our children this water without any fear.
It's like an unbelievable magic trick. How was this done?
We are very happy because we got water.
The Gammadda 100-day initiative. With the people, for the people.
The foundation stone to provide sanitary facilities to the preschool students in Isinbasagama in Madavache was laid today under the Gammadda 100 Days initiative. Group Director of the Capital Maharaj Organisation Limited, Nidra Vedusinger, and Director of Newsfirst, Kayan Sampath were present at the event. When the Gammadda program was first initiated, we came to the people and inquired into their needs and noted down the issues that you faced. We compiled a report on all the issues that we gathered. We directed that report to the relevant officials. But the reasonable officials have not yet done justice to these issues. They hadn't even arrived at a consensus on solutions to the relevant issues. That is why Newsfirst as a media organisation intervened in this endeavour.
We present our gratitude towards Dr. Koni Pallivela for her sponsoring and coordinating the development of these facilities. We hope that the students will use these facilities and successfully follow their educational activities. We believe that if you study well, you can make a positive difference in your village. If your intentions are pure, nothing is impossible. Dedication and commitment can overcome all challenges. This is the view of the chairman of the Capital Maharaj Organisation, Raj Mahindra. The motto, Your Life, Our News, came into being through this vision.
On
behalf of all the residents, would like to thank the chairman of the Maharaj Organisation and other officials for selecting Isin Begama to help the innocent children.
Today I am filled with joy for my preschool of Isin Basagama and the preschool in Tulana. I express my profound gratitude to all officials of the Sirasa Media Network.
This project is due to be vested with the public within 2 weeks.
Back here with News First.
The government of Sri Lanka signed a tripartite agreement for the Colombo International Financial City today.
And the new agreement replaces the previous agreement signed by the former government to construct the port city.
Under the new agreement, President Maithripala Sirisena is to declare 269 hectares as territory of Sri Lanka under the Lands Ordinance.
The Ministry of Megapolis and Western Development, the Urban Development Authority and the project company signed the agreement today. The financial city will be governed under a new act titled the Colombo International Financial Centre Law, while the act envisages the creation of an international financial zone. The Ministry of Megapolis and Western Development states that the new agreement encompasses a number of benefits in comparison to the previous Port City agreement. According to a media release sent by the Ministry of Megapolis and Western Development, the project company will not be granted any freehold land and the land will be given on a lease period of over 99 years. The entire reclaimed area of 269 hectares will be first declared as territory of Sri Lanka under the Lands Ordinance, and thereafter the reclaimed area will be declared as an area of authority under the UDA Act and or the proposed CIFC law. The media release further says that as a gesture of goodwill generated after the visits to China by His Excellency the President and the Honourable Prime Minister, The project company has already issued the required written undertakings to withdraw all compensation claims submitted to the government thus far, effective from the signing of the new tripartite agreement.
Today marks the 11th death anniversary of former Foreign Minister and distinguished diplomat Lakshman Kadirgamar. The Lakshman Kadirgamar Memorial Lecture, organized by the Lakshman Kadirgamar Institute for International Relations and Strategic Studies, was delivered by the Norwegian Prime Minister Erna Solberg this evening.
Newsfirst was not invited to cover the event. When we inquired into the matter, we received information that just one private media institution had been given the opportunity to cover the event. However, we later came to know that only state media was allowed to cover this said event. According to the official website of the Lakshman Kadirgamar Institute for International Relations and Strategic Studies, Mano Thittawalla serves as a member of the Board of Management at the Institute. According to the website, Mano Thittawalla is also the chairman of EAP Holdings Limited. Despite this, we at Newsfirst decided to bring you some memories of Lakshman Kadirgamar in honor of this renowned diplomat.
Born on the 12th of April 1932, Lakshman Kadirgamar spent his childhood in the Jaffna Peninsula. The fact that he lived his early life in Jaffna and that he hailed from a prominent family steered his life into politics. Born as a Christian, Lakshman Kadirgamar was nourished by both Hinduism and Buddhism, which gave him the qualities of patience and compassion. As an individual who possessed all qualities of a gentleman politician, Kadirgamar was well versed in world politics, economics, international organizations, conflict resolution and international relations. Widely respected in his role as foreign minister, Lakshman Kadirgamar rendered a yeoman service to our country. On the midnight of 12th August 2005, 11 years ago, Lakshman Kadirgamar was assassinated while at his residence. Kadirgamar, who was considered as one of the most successful foreign ministers in Sri Lanka, will always be remembered by his fellow Sri Lankans.
TV1 launched its official island-wide broadcast today. With this step, MTV MBC and Newsfirst becomes the largest private media organization in Sri Lanka with 3 television channels that possess island-wide coverage.
TV1 Rasvidena Jivide.
TV1, which entered the local network of the island, commenced transmission on the 21st of January this year. Today, following various test transmissions, the channel is on an island-wide coverage network. Thereby, starting today, island-wide coverage will be transmitted through 8 transmitting towers. TV1 launched its island-wide coverage today at an auspicious time of 6:13 at the resplendent Stein Studios in Ratmalana. A group including the senior management of the Capital Maharaja organization participated at the event.
Sri Lanka should get ready for TV1. We have a lot to offer. MTV has always pioneered introducing many new concepts in Sri Lanka when it comes to television. And with TV1, we are giving many new concepts.
The channel is further geared up to bring to your table a number of television programs filled with novelty, meaning and innovation.
හැමෝම බලන TV1 හැම හිතකම හැම තැනකම TV1 කියවහම දැන් ඔබ අපි හැමෝම දන්නවා.
Everyone watches TV1. Everyone knows about TV1. We have made plans to bring you a new television experience that appeals to children, the youth as well as adults. As you are with us every step of the way, we are ready to bring you a new set of programs. If you have been with TV1, you would know how many viewers engage with us and the extent of programs we have featuring artists and celebrities. Stay with us as TV1 is now transmitting island-wide.
සමග එකතු වෙලා කරන වැඩසටහන් කොයිතරමක් අපි ඔබ ඉදිරිපත් කරනවද කියන එක සූදානම්ෙන් සිටින රැඳී සිටින TV1 ඔබ වෙනුවෙන්ම අලුත් දේවල් රසක් අරගෙන අවිල්ලා අද සිට දීප්තවත් වෙලා තියෙනවා.
Starting today, a brand new teledrama series will telecast on TV1. Punchi Manali at 7 p.m. At 7:30, Adambarakari. And at 8:30, Saraswati Chandra. Main news bulletins in Sinhalese will be aired at 8 p.m. and at 9 p.m. in English. In addition to educational programs such as pentathlon, political programs such as Face the Nation will add to your viewing pleasure. The channel is also available on Dialogue TV. The channel will be on number 10 and number 12 on POTV.
හැමෝම බලන TV1 හැම හිතකම හැම තැනකම.
The foundation stone was laid today for the construction of the proposed Udagamana housing project in Alla Hambantota under the auspices of Minister of Housing and Construction Sajid Premdasa.
17 houses are to be built under the proposed village, which is to be named Sirisoba Agama. 22 families were provided with housing material by Minister Sajid Premdasa at the event.
The Sirasa Gammadda program included the Katinwever village in their project in their commencement. The people voiced the issues they face. The Sirasa Gammadda program built a platform to show the problems faced by our people, and it caught our attention. So we too saw what the hardships they face, and we made a promise to reconstruct this village through the Udagamana project. I can gladly say that thanks to the Sirasa Gammadda program, we today have the new proposed Sirisobagama village ready to soon be handed over to you.
The CPC has been converted into a profit-making venture. Minister of Petroleum Resources Development Chandima Virakuri made this comment at the Meet the Minister forum organized by the National Chamber of Commerce in Colombo last evening.
During the past 1 year, we were able to convert CPC to be a profit-generating venture. CPC recorded a 36.5 billion profit after taxes within 4 months, January to April, for the first time in a decade. And our transparency, accountability and competitiveness has been increased.
The 5th edition of the Indo-Ceylon Economic Dialogue was held in Colombo yesterday. Speaking at the event, the Minister of Industry and Commerce Rishad Baduddin noted that the Indo-Lanka trade is about to cross the $5 billion threshold.
The dialogue jointly organized by the Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Sri Lanka and Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry was joined by the Deputy Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Ardhim Bagchi.
Both countries together are now ready to cross the $5 billion mark in bilateral trade at any time. Interestingly, this promising trade growth was seen on a year-on-year basis even last year. Last year alone, our bilateral trade grew by 6.3% to arrive at this $4.9 billion. Just as our trade shows a growth trend, our bilateral investment too are showing a positive trend. On the investment side, from 2005 to 2015 September, total Indian investment volume in Sri Lanka has come close to $800 million. We have been given to understand that more Indian private sector FDI is valued at around $1 billion are in the pipeline for Sri Lanka.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka.
I'm Zola Outscoot. Take care. Good night.